Hey, welcome everybody to another edition of Truly Inconsequential. What do you call it? It's so wonderful to see everybody that's already here in the chat. Thank you so much for coming on and hanging with us. I know we've been erratic over the last couple of weeks, just trying to get everything right in terms of timing and having everything prepared. And it's an extra show for Tom and I. We really enjoy doing it. We enjoy spending time with you guys. So we apologize for bouncing around on times, but we're just trying to see what the sweet spot's going to be.
Yeah. We're just trying to figure out what the best time to catch people at is, because we know it's a weird day. It's a Wednesday in the middle of the week. People are at work. People got, we're trying to catch people either on their lunch breaks or at any point during the day. So we're just trying to figure out what the good time is. But everybody that's here now, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Feel free to hop in the chat whenever you want.
Please do.
Yeah, I appreciate we got a follow 5 minutes ago. Don Vanderbeck. I hope I'm saying that right. I appreciate the follow. Mary, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for being here. You're the best, Mary.
Hey, Jose, how you doing? Good
What's
to see you
going on,
here.
Jose? Welcome.
What do you call it? For those of you guys who are new here, basically Truly Inconsequential, not all characters are created equal. Greer and I of the Grindhouse Radio. If you don't know the Grindhouse Radio, make sure you check us out, thegrindhouseradio.com. What do you call it? Basically, we debate every week zeros in front of a live audience, or who we may deem to be zeros, but we still might like the characters. So don't get all up and antsy about the fact that, we have these characters fighting each other over who's more consequential than the other. It's just, it's a fun game. We like to play.
Yeah.
And, this week we're going to be arguing Ned Flanders from The Simpsons, as well as Cleveland Brown from Family Guy. And, basically it's a tale of two neighbors, one less consequential than the other. I just don't know who's going to be more consequential this week. I think this one is pretty even. What do you think, Jose? Because
I honestly don't even think it's remotely close one bit.
Really?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I thought this was like more of an even.
I mean, it's even in the sense that they're both neighbors and they're both kind of similar characters from their respective shows, but one is significantly more consequential than the other.
Okay.
Significantly.
Fair enough.
So but I'll let the chat decide, unless we have to come to that decision on who we're going to start with. Because guys, like we've said before, you guys are really important to all this. You're important to the conversation, important to the discussion. As Jose likes to say, he does my job for me. So we like to formulate a lot of these. Yeah, I agree with Tom on this one, but let's do Flanders. You want to do Flanders? Okay. We can do Flanders. Jose is like one of the loyal listeners, so we'll go with what he says first. I think Ned Flanders is super consequential to The Simpsons because he is a part of so many monumental moments that involve The Simpsons. He's a part of a lot of the main storylines where The Simpsons are a dysfunctional, bad family. I love The Simpsons, but Homer's a terrible dad. Bart is a terrible son. Lisa is barely a good sister. They're the stereotypical, dysfunctional family. Ned Flanders is the model citizen, the person that Homer hates because of how good Flanders is as a person. You know what I mean? Without Ned Flanders, you don't have the whole Maude killing episode. You don't have the whole part of the whole storyline where Marge kind of starts looking at Ned like she's into Ned for a while. Ned Flanders at certain points, not even just through one episode, through a series of episodes, is like a better father figure to Bart than Homer even was. So
the chicken,
but that's not
the
even.
Chicken is a better father figure than or the rooster.
No, but I mean like in.
Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Family Guy. My bad.
But I mean like in reality, I know anybody could be a better father than Homer is, but Ned Flanders on more than one occasion would take Bart under his wing and care for him like a parent, a relative. Like Ned Flanders, while he's just the hey diddly do neighborino guy,
hey diddly do,
is super important to The Simpsons. You know what I mean? Like he's so important to The Simpsons that there's an entire death metal band called the Diddleys, I believe. And
I don't know if I'd ever want to be known as the Diddleys.
I think that's their name. I don't know if that's their name, but they're or the Oakley Doklys. I don't know. They're a screaming metal band that all dress up like Ned Flanders.
That's great. That's really funny. Mm-hmm. I really need to see that. Can we look that up afterwards?
Yeah, I
need to see that.
Yeah.
They all dressed up as Ned Flanders?
Every one of them.
Yeah, but okay. So now I understand that, and I'm not even going to get on to Cleveland yet because we have to work on one before we get to the next. And again, I have no vested interest in either one of these characters. Just to be clear here, I could not care less about either one. What do you call it? And I always thought that Ned Flanders was super annoying. I really thought that
that's why he's there though. He's supposed to be annoying.
Yeah, but they have The Simpsons is such an expansive universe. You know what I mean? That if he wasn't there, there would be there's so many other characters that I think would that the timeline wouldn't.
No, but there's no Ned Flanders. But there's no Ned Flanders. Like Ned Flanders is in a world of The Simpsons where everybody for the most part is terrible. Ned Flanders is the golden child of The Simpsons. You know what I mean? Like he's the like the model citizen in a world that's full of absolutely terrible people. You know what I mean? For the most part, like other than Marge. I mean, Marge is pretty good. Ned Flanders is super forgettable. He gets lost with all the characters on. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. Ned Flanders, like, hey, diddly do, neighborino. Go up to somebody who's seen The Simpsons before. They're gonna immediately know who Ned Flanders is. You know what I mean? Like Ned Flanders, those glasses, the hair, the mustache, and that green sweater is probably about as memorable as Homer's bald head, white shirt, and blue pants. You know what I mean? Like
I thought you were going somewhere else with when you were saying bald. I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
Ned Flanders is one of the most like noticeable characters in all of The Simpsons, and since its inception.
But let's be clear here, and then we got to go to some comments. Let's be clear here. We have already decided on the show that popularity is not necessarily.
Well, but I gave you
No, you did
integral moments of Ned Flanders being a part of the show. Ned Flanders is Steve Urkel. Okay,
hold on.
So is Steve Urkel not consequential to Family Matters?
Hold on.
You just proved my point, Jose.
Jose, let's say, wow, Tom is so wrong as usual.
You agree with me a lot of the time, Jose. I don't know where this wrong as usual thing is coming from.
Herb, good day, gents. Hello, Herb.
Hello, Herb.
We hope you're feeling okay. We miss you. We love you. Hopefully everything is going well with you. Hey, Kim. Let's see, Jose, you already said this. Ned Flanders is super forgettable. He gets lost with all the characters on that show.
No. Well, what is Steve Urkel? You just called him Steve Urkel. Does Steve Urkel get forgot about on Family? It's just Family Matters, right?
Family Matters, yeah.
Yeah, it's what's Family Matters. You can't tell me Ned Flanders is totally forgettable and inconsequential and be like, all right, Steve Urkel. All right, well, take Steve Urkel out of Family Matters and tell me how good of a show that was going to be.
Well, that's because the rest of the cast on that show was so bland. But and they needed that spice of like craziness that was Steve Urkel. Like in Simpsons, he is the complete polar opposite of an Urkel. He is like the father on
Ned Flanders
Family Matters,
Ned Flanders
very calm and cool collective.
Ned Flanders is like Wilson from Home Improvement. He's like any good like conscience like character because that's what Ned Flanders is. Ned Flanders is the good, like purely good character in a world full of absolutely awful humans. You know what I mean? Like you need that Ned Flanders. Like the Ned Flanders and Homer Simpson dynamic is I don't want to say pivotal, is like monumental, like within the entire show, like or within like television shows and cartoons as a whole.
Are there any other wholesome characters on The Simpsons? Like, are there, aside from the Flanders family, are there any other characters that are like, I guess wholesome characters that are not complete garbage?
Hold on. We also just want to get to this. Hey, Kim, talk to your man there. I know she's going to talk to me and tell me how right I am. Ned is like the straight man in a comedy duo. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, but look how popular Steve Urkel is compared to Ned. People just forget. I don't think people just forget who Ned Flanders is, though. He's pretty much in like every single episode of the show. Ned, he has his own Halloween costume. Exactly. Like people beat him for Halloween. Again, there's a death metal band all themed after Ned Flanders. Krusty the Clown is more popular. Three-Eyed Fish is freaking more popular. Popularity doesn't mean anything. We're talking about consequential. And if you want to tell me that Three-Eyed Fish is more consequential to the story of The Simpsons, you clearly should go back and watch that show.
Davin says
Ralph. Ralph Wiggum is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't think he's more consequential than Ned Flanders, though.
No, but he is, what do you call it? But he is more of a wholesome character. That was the question. Is
yeah,
there
Ralph is probably a more wholesome character.
His father's certainly not wholesome.
Wholesome in the sense of he's an absolute idiot. But but did Ned get his own show? Was he that important?
We're gonna get to that.
We'll get to that. Trust me. No, but more wholesome though. I can agree with that.
I agree with that.
For a first, I'm with Mr. Greer. I appreciate that, Herb. See, Herb never agrees with me. Jose, you agree with me sometimes. Herb never agrees with me, so I appreciate that one. And I do shows with Herb. So,
all right. So, I mean, I think
our clock is off from our clock that I have for us is off from the actual time clock.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I started it late.
Oh, so we're about halfway.
We're like 13 minutes in.
Okay, so then do you want to pop over to what do you call it? To Cleveland?
Cleveland. Okay, so Cleveland was so inconsequential to Family Guy that they decided to rip him off of the show, and it didn't miss a beat. And they gave him his own show, and everybody didn't care about that show so much that it got almost immediately canceled. I appreciate the like, Herb. Thank you so much. I forgot to mention, if everybody here could do us a massive favor, like, share, comment. We have plenty of comments, but like and share the stream, please, because the more interaction we get pushes us through the algorithm, and seeing as how we get most of our views on Facebook anyway, we need to beat that Facebook algorithm. If you could, please also go over to YouTube and just leave a little comment and a like on the video just so more people see it. But,
also on iTunes and iHeart and all that jazz. If you're, well, it's not iTunes anymore. Apple Podcast.
Apple Podcast.
Sorry, go to Apple Podcast. If you can rate us over there, review us there, it's much appreciated. We appreciate 5 stars only. 5 stars only, and then you'll see Kim's little Kikoman dance again.
Yeah. But yeah, so Cleveland was so unimportant to Family Guy that they decided to try and give him a show, and the show failed and fell on its face. And Cleveland was that the Cleveland show in itself is for the most part truly inconsequential because nobody ever cared about it.
I don't think anybody cared about it.
Nobody did. It was how many? I'm gonna see if I can see how many.
I think it was one season. Went. It had to be only one. I could be wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, I like he was always made out as like the token black character.
That's essentially. And they should 4 seasons of the Cleveland.
4 seasons.
4 seasons.
Holy crap.
Yeah, went on way too long.
And they should have made the character where he was more consequential. You know what I mean? They should have involved him more often. But I guess that, rather than make him like a token character where he was just there for the sake of being there. You know what I mean? And I guess they tried rolling him off into doing his own series to try to be like, all right, well, it's an important character. And then nobody cared about it.
And nobody cared because he was just such
and it's sad.
Like Cleveland was, I think they could have done so much more with Cleveland as a character, but he was just such a bland and dull character for the most part throughout all of Family Guy that they tried to give him his own show, perk him up, and change his character a little bit, and it just didn't work. Watch Cleveland in the beginning of Family Guy, and then watch Cleveland as Family Guy continues, and he's probably the only real character that has a massive character personality change and jump. You know what I mean? Like he goes from a dull, he's almost like freaking Droopy Dog. Right. He's almost like Droopy, like a human version of Droopy Dog. And then he gets the new show and changes and becomes this wacky, over the top persona. And it's like, the character was so impressionable that you had to absolutely change the fabric of his entire being because nobody ever cared. See, Mary didn't even know there was a Cleveland show.
Oh, come on, Peter.
Come
on, Greer. Give me a break.
Like, he's not more important. Like, Cleveland's not more important than Quagmire. Cleveland's not more important than Joe.
No.
He's not consequential. He's not consequential to Family Guy at all.
Which is so odd. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I mean, he is a character that's very well known. I mean, he is a character that's well known. But is he well liked? People don't, nobody even cares about him.
No.
I don't think I've ever, and we do so many Comic-Cons and appearances and things when the world is open. I don't think I've ever seen a Cleveland t-shirt, any Cleveland merch, maybe a pop. I don't think
definitely a Cleveland pop.
I've never seen any other merch. I've never seen anybody cosplaying as
nobody
him.
cares.
It's crazy.
The only people that they care about on Family Guy are Peter, Lois, Stewie, and Brian, and Meg. Chris and Meg. That's really it.
Jose says
it's because his wife left him and he broke out of his shell. Yeah, but even after his wife left him, he's still a dull character. Cleveland really doesn't break out of his shell until the Cleveland show happens, and then it's just all downhill from there because, again, the show was absolutely terrible. Like, I feel like just my personal opinion, I feel like Seth MacFarlane and the people that run Family Guy were like, "Oh my God, what can we do to appeal to a black audience?" And they were like, "Let's give Cleveland a show."
Yeah.
And then they didn't really put any huge like substance behind it. They were just like, "Let's try to just appeal to a different audience and give Cleveland a show for I keep almost cursing. It's and giggles, sure." And it didn't work because the show it fell flat on its face. It was not funny. It's just. Yeah, it's the most. The Cleveland Show is probably the most inconsequential television show of all time.
Now, here's the question: do we blame the character for that, or do we blame the writers and/or the person who's voicing the character?
I mean, the character is only dictated by the writers and the person voicing it. He's not an omniscient being. Like he's not a thinking for himself being. I'm sure if this was an AI run cartoon and Cleveland could actually think for himself.
But who do we blame? The writers or the voice
It's
actor?
both. I'd imagine it's both. The writers for putting Cleveland in bland, dull situations, and I don't think he could really blame the voice too much because he's just reading what he's been dealt.
Right. I mean, and then the character was already solidified in the Family Guy, the actual original.
Look, he's a memorable character. You remember him because he's part of the group of it's Peter, Joe, Quagmire, and Cleveland, obviously, but. Don't
forget me, Mr. Greer.
Well, Herbert the Pervert's not the same thing.
Nice.
But they take Cleveland out. They took Cleveland out of the show, and for the most part, Family Guy didn't miss a beat. It was the same show. They had the same. Peter and them got into the same hijinks. I mean, my personal opinion is Family Guy stopped being funny after they came back for being canceled the first or second time.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, though. Like for me. And again, I'm not fighting for Cleveland here. I'm just going on the flip side back to Ned for a hot minute. I think if Ned Simpsons has been on for so long that if Ned Flanders was not there, they'd still have they wouldn't miss a beat either. It was just they just wouldn't have some of these episodes or I guess periodic couple of episodes here at here and there at a clip that you'd mentioned, where you said Marge was into Ned for a hot minute or whatever. Yeah. But like for the most part, for the overall arc of The Simpsons, does it really matter if he's there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I think it. But I think at this point, if we're just arguing the both of them, I think Ned does matter more to The Simpsons than Cleveland does to Family Guy.
He possibly, but he never got his own show.
Yeah, but I mean, but again, it's also did you need it? Jose says the show wasn't bad at all. It would have been canceled at some point in this environment if it was still around. You think a show about a black man voiced by a white guy would have flown in this world? Nope. Well, I agree with you in that sense, but they already recasted Cleveland. Like, Cleveland has a new voice, so they would have just recasted him anyway. The show was absolute dog water. It was garbage. Like, it was literally nobody knew it was on. Nobody watched it. I can't believe it even made it 4 seasons. It was not good. Like,
I didn't even know a white guy was doing the voice.
Seth MacFarlane. It wasn't Seth MacFarlane. Yeah,
it's another dude.
It was another
Mike
dude.
Somebody. I think.
But they already replaced the voice. You know what I mean? So they could have just done that, but the writing was bad, the show was bad, and in the sense of Family Guy didn't miss a beat taking out Cleveland. Again, it's the same argument. You remember when I said what was it? What did we do last week?
Oh yeah, you're right. I got you.
A couple weeks ago where they
New Girl.
New Girl, yeah, they took Jess out.
They actually took her out.
And you still had a show. You took Cleveland out of Family Guy, and the show still went on, and it was totally fine. Nobody really cared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can have a Family Guy without Cleveland, and... I mean, look, if we're basing it solely on the Cleveland show, you can't have a Cleveland show without Cleveland. That's
right.
That obviously
but
you
we're
can't.
Not. We're basing it on Family Guy.
But if you're basing it on Family Guy, and you can have Family Guy without Cleveland. Because I feel like you can't base it on the Cleveland show.
You could have had the Cleveland show without Cleveland, too. That's how inconsequential.
But I guess you kind of have to do that. You kind of have to do that because, like, we can't just... Like, Ned did not get his own television show, and I agree with that. But I don't think necessarily Ned not getting his own show makes him inconsequential to The Simpsons.
Right. I don't think they had any Simpsons spinoffs. Which is surprising.
No, they didn't.
They should have done an Itchy and Scratchy spinoff. That's what they should have done. That would have been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
But I don't know. Am I wrong, guys in chat? Am I wrong?
Jose, he didn't win yet. We haven't come down to a vote. You know, there is no, he didn't necessarily win yet.
Does it? Am I wrong? Like, does the fact that Ned didn't get his own television show make him inconsequential? Because I don't.
No.
I don't really think so. I don't think just because you're not pulled from a show and given your own property, I don't think that necessarily means you're inconsequential to a television show, to a show as a whole.
Yeah, no. You're right. You're right.
Like,
listen, when you're right, you're right. I'll tell you, you're right. And the fact is that and I don't know if they took Cleveland off Family Guy because the character was failing miserably. And then they decided, well, let's try to appeal to this whole new audience.
Yeah, and I would also say that Ned Flanders is involved in more Simpsons episodes. I don't have a number off the top of my head, but I can, for the most part, guarantee Ned Flanders was involved in more Simpsons episodes and hijinks than Cleveland was in Family Guy.
But that's not fair to say. And the reason, and again, I'm not fighting for Cleveland, but that's not fair to say. There are well more. A tremendous amount of Simpsons episodes than there are Family Guy.
That's true.
You know what I mean? How many seasons are we on? On like 30-something seasons?
I can't tell you. I can tell you in a second.
Like crazy amount of seasons for The Simpsons.
And
they were never canceled.
Family Guy's at 20.
Yeah, but they were also on the Tracy Ullman show prior to that.
I don't know, but was Ned Flanders a part of the Tracy Ullman show?
No, it was just when they came out with their own show off Tracy Ullman.
There's 33. So the Simpsons have 13 seasons on Family Guy.
It's crazy. So it's an unfair advantage.
That is an unfair advantage, but I mean, like. But I think I'm just saying, like, Ned Flanders has more of a sample size within the show than Cleveland does. Like, there's plenty of Family Guy episodes where Cleveland is an absolute afterthought. He doesn't even exist within the episodes. You know what I mean? Like, for the most part, Ned Flanders does make an appearance in The Simpsons regularly. You know what I mean?
Do you consider Chef important for South Park? I think that the whole show changed when Chef was.
No, I think in the beginning Chef was pretty important. Chef was like a guide to Stan, Cartman, Kyle, and Kenny. So
right.
No, I absolutely when Chef was a part of the show, I absolutely think he was a consequential character.
But Chef, when he was off, obviously Isaac Hayes passed away. But what do you call it?
Well, that's not why he was off.
Oh, it's not?
No, he was off. He left because of the Scientology episode.
Oh.
Isaac Hayes was a Scientologist, and when Matt Stone and Trey Parker did the Scientology episode, Isaac Hayes either got offended and left, or the Church of Scientology made Isaac Hayes leave the show.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, not because he died.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but he did die not long after that, I think, right?
No, I think he died I think he
really?
died well after that. Yeah, I mean, I'll look it up when we're off. But
yeah.
No, I think he died. I think he died well after he left South Park.
Yeah. Real nice guy. What do you call it? I met him once.
Sure.
Once for a hot minute.
Too bad Scientology ruined him.
Craziness. Scientology ruins a lot of people. Don't come after us, Scientologists. We don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
what do you call
it?
We'll
have hate websites put up about us.
It's okay. Hey, look, it's attention. Attention's better than no attention, right?
Yeah.
But all right, so guys, why don't we take a vote? What are you guys thinking? Who do you think is more consequential? Who do you think is less consequential?
Yes, in the chat, I want you to put who you feel is inconsequential. So whatever name you put in the chat, we are deeming inconsequential. They lose. They get the stamp of inconsequential. So if you think Ned is more important than Cleveland, put Cleveland in the chat. If you think Cleveland is more important than Ned, put Ned in the chat. That's how we're gonna go about this.
Yeah.
And
if you guys don't vote, then it's gonna be up to Greer and I.
Yeah.
So what do you call it? We'd prefer you guys to vote and to.
Well, we already got one because Herb agreed with me. Herb said he agrees with me already. He said that in the beginning. Okay. Jose agreed with you.
Well, I didn't say.
Well, Jose said Jose. I'm assuming, unless I'm wrong, you thought Cleveland was more important than Ned. So we got one for Ned, one for Cleveland.
I'm more on the Ned side unless somebody can convince me.
Hey, Mary says Cleveland's inconsequential, so that's
3 because I'm Cleveland's inconsequential as well.
Oh, then it's a landslide because I don't think Cleveland's consequential in the least bit.
Yeah.
You think Ned's inconsequential? Hey, I did not expect that.
Wow.
I did not expect. Well, I mean, like it's still 4-2.
Yeah.
Ned is consequential. Okay, so she means Ned is consequential. Okay.
Listen to the instructions, Bambalina. Listen to the instructions. Yeah. What do you call it?
So that's like 5.
Yeah, it's a landslide.
5.
It is a landslide.
Cleveland sucks.
It's a shame because honestly, you it's like one of those characters where you want to root for them. You want them to actually, be more than what they actually are.
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, I think Cleveland could have been a better character within Family Guy. It's just, I don't know. I feel like he got outshined by how ridiculous of a character Quagmire is and how insane Joe inevitably gets. That Cleveland just became bland. Thank you for liking the stream, Chrissy. It's very appreciated.
Thank you.
Everybody that's liked the stream, share the stream. You guys are amazing. Yeah, I mean, that's really it. I thought it was going to go this way from the jump because, I think Ned is far more important to The Simpsons than Cleveland is to Family Guy.
Okay, fair enough. What do you call it? So I think we have a winner. Ned Flanders is truly. Cleveland Brown is truly inconsequential, and Ned Flanders is consequential.
Yes.
So we appreciate you guys hanging with us and debating with us today. As always, what do you call it? Please let us know. You know what I mean? If there are characters out there that you compare together that will actually work against each other. What do you call it? One of the things that we have an issue with is we might want to do certain characters, but we don't necessarily either. I don't know the show itself, or Tom doesn't know the show itself, so it's hard. You know what I mean to kind of pit them against each other because we can't argue them. But what do you call it? If you guys have any ideas, please make sure to shoot them over to us. As Greer always says,
rate, review, subscribe. Please, please, please comment on the streams, like the streams. If you're watching on the replays on Facebook or YouTube, please comment, like, and share them. Because more interactions on those videos make more people see us, push us through the algorithm, and so hopefully more people can come join these debates and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Listen, guys, again, make sure you catch the Grindhouse Radio, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on all your places you can find your podcasts. Go to grindhouseradio.com. And you can also make sure to, rate, review, subscribe, as Mr. Greer says, and my brain's not working. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. It's morning. I'm not finished my coffee yet, and I need some food. Anyway, what do you call it? This week we have Sarah Hartshorn, America's Next Top Model. She was just trending on Twitter. You can find out why by tuning in, and we will see you next week.